Hi everyone, this is my second interview already at DreamHack. I'm sitting here with...
Aui2000.
Okay, so
Aui2000. Same thing.
tell us the history behind that and why it's so strange.
Alright, so 1999, and I was 7 years old, and I sort of admired my sister, because I have an older sibling, and she had an email which used the word ire from StarCraft, Home World of the Protoss, and so I want to copy her, but I didn't want to directly copy her because you don't want to directly copy your sibling, as they're gonna think you think they're cool, right? And you don't want that. So I cut off the last letter, switched the two middle ones, and became AUI. And then year 1999, 2000 is obviously the coolest year ever. So I had to put that at the end of my name. So that's how I got my name.
But as you said, you were really young that time. After that, did you think to change the nickname for something, or it was just, yeah, that's fine and it fits me perfectly?
I mean, I used it for all of StarCraft 1 and then Warcraft 3. And I actually switched it for StarCraft 2 because you couldn't use underscores. But other than that, I've used AO_2000 my entire life.
Did you prepare for DreamHack? Did you have boot camp or such stuff?
We actually decided not to have bootcamp for DreamHack so that we could have a longer one for TI. But we've definitely prepared a few things for DreamHack.
But why did you decide to make a longer for TI? Is it because of costs or base or school?
Yeah, it was more Universe and Fog. They both had their finals going on quite long, and Snaking was just finishing his senior year of high school. So if we were to bootcamp for DreamHack, it would be very short, and we thought it wouldn't really be worth it.
You mentioned you're playing in other games. Can you tell briefly the history and why did you switch to Dota in the finals? Maybe you could switch to LoL, League of Legends, obviously, because there are lots of money. So tell us the base behind your decisions. And
well, I started off, I guess, Dota 1 was my first competitive game, but I didn't play that much Dota 1 actually. The scene back then for North America was really small. There's one tournament with $500 for first place, and that was the biggest thing that we've ever heard of in North America. So I don't know if that counts as a competitive game. Most of my competitive experience comes from StarCraft 2. I played under Validity Saga for that. Won a couple tournaments there, mostly local or stuff like that. League of Legends, I don't know. I really like Dota as a game. I think that the scene will be fine in terms of if we're just talking about on a monetary comparison, I wouldn't be able to break into League of Legends streamers or anything like that, whereas I could have a pretty good following in Dota. So it's not like going to League of Legends would net me that much more money, if it would at all. Also, when you have something that's that competitive, the top players are going to be really freaking good no matter how the game is. So it'd be really hard to break into the top players of League of Legends, regardless of how the game is, and yeah.
But did you actually try to make it competitive?
I've played one game of League of Legends in my life. It was actually pretty fun. My hero had no mana costs and no HP costs, so then I just spammed my nukes on the wave and I got lots of farm. So it wasn't that bad.
Okay, coming back to some Dota tactics and picks and everything, one of our users was asking, are you doing some drugs before your picks? Because sometimes your picks are really strange.
I think that mostly stems from the fact that we pick more as a team. So sometimes, Way2 is our main picker, but sometimes we'll have suggestions from people who have a different flow of thought than Way2, and it sort of messes up our entire pick stage. But I think we have some more innovative picks. I wouldn't say our picks usually cost us games though.
Let's discuss the recent patch. How do you think it will change games here at DreamHack or after that at TI?
I actually did a really long patch log analysis with Lumi that has most of my thoughts on that on it. But basically, I mean, there are more heroes in the pool right now. A lot of heroes are coming back. You see, Nagasai Morphling will probably be pretty popular. And I like it overall. I think the flow of the game is pretty good right now. I don't really like the buff on Troll Protector, just because I think that a hero like that slows down the game isn't really good for the game as a spectator or a player. But the patch was pretty good, I thought.
Let's talk about American teams in Dota. Why do you think recently there are so many American teams?
I mean, there are only really 3 American teams, right?
Yeah, but
results, I guess. There are a lot of smaller ones that are upcoming, but really in terms of results, it's just Team Liquid, EG, and Dignitas.
But let's compare to, I don't know, Ukraine. There is only Navi. Russia, there is Virtus Pro, Rockskis, Empire, but yeah, Russia is very big also. So compared to other countries, it's actually quite a big stage, and you have lots of smaller teams.
I don't know if I really say that. I mean, U.S. pretty big population, Canada sort of small population, but like compared to like on a like per capita compared to like Sweden, we have very few teams, right? Like Sweden has like Alliance and a lot of really good players too, and like Alliance is obviously they won G1 stuff like that. So I don't think there's a lot of American teams, and in terms of culture, I think that America's probably less accepting of video game as a career or something like that than somewhere like the Ukraine or like Europe. And also I know like in terms of cost of living, like Ukraine, you can live off a few $100s a month, whereas like for example, I live in Vancouver, it's pretty expensive. Like you would need a few thousand to live normally, right? So
But do you earn that much from Dota? I don't need exact numbers, but is it enough now to live?
if you're doing it full time, like you can stream decently, you coach, you get winnings, you get salary, it's enough to live off for sure.
And if you're just a professional player without streaming, you're just playing for your organization?
I think it would depend on your organization, but I would probably say no for North America.
Can you name some nasty, tricky or sneaky player that you don't like in current? Yeah, in any team. Yeah, you can think.
No.
No?
I'm not. No, it's not happening.
What should IceFrog do to Dota 1 to make you come back? Maybe every month they should have a $1 million tournament or something like that. To come back to Dota 1.
Dota 1. Yeah. Oh man, I played a game of Dota 1 3 days ago in a pub, just a random pub for like Battle.net, right? And I got stomped. So I think even if there's like $1 million tournament every month, it'd be too hard. Like I don't know, the game's just so hard when I go back, because Dota 2 it's a lot more streamlined, and I mean, if the money's there, then I really like Dota 1. That was like my favorite game back then. Dota 2 is my favorite game now, so I don't know. I don't think I would return to Dota 1.
I wanted to ask if you have some support from government in United States or vice versa. Maybe government doesn't want games to go up like a usual sport and everything.
I don't think the government's like directly involved in it. I mean, you can have some bills like SOPA that was recently talked about that may like hinder esports in general, but it's not like I know like Dubai, there's a tournament announced where the government is like directly involved in sponsoring it. We don't really have anything like that. We don't have anything where the government's like, we don't want people playing games either. So government involvement, I haven't seen any.
Okay, so it's just they don't care at that moment.
I mean, America's pretty like capitalist. You do your own thing.
What are your plans for TI? Who do you see as the main opponents, and how are you going to practice at like boot camp and stuff?
We're boot camping for July in Vancouver, and main opponents like last year I think TI like you could sort of pick out strong teams, but this year like every team can take games off each other actually. Like so. There's no one that's like really. We'll have something like if we're having a month-long boot camp, we're gonna have something prepared for every single team. Yeah.
And do you think that it's almost like home tournament for for American teams? Obviously, it's like a home tournament. Will it be an advantage over Chinese or European teams?
I don't really see TI as a home tournament just because the teams are flown in so far in advance that jet lag and stuff like that shouldn't really be a problem. So I don't really see that as an advantage at all. It's also like, hopefully you can't really hear the crowd either. So it's not like the cheering or stuff like that will affect you too much. But I don't really know for that. I know that last year there were some problems with hearing, cheering and stuff.
Yeah, when it was really loud, there were some. What's your next LAN? Will you have some LANs between DreamHack and TI?
I have no clue. Honestly, I just like I wake up, I practice, I play tournaments. I don't really do scheduling stuff. I don't really pay attention to that.
Okay, let's talk a bit about your group here. What's your predictions and who will be the toughest opponent here?
I think the team that we didn't want to play the most actually was VP, because we think that they're the best team at doing tri-lanes. and they play. I think we think that they sort of play a similar style to us. Like you sort of like maybe you buy some space for your carry, and then like eventually like you fight a lot as 5, and it's not that good. Like it's a bigger risk to play them than a lot of other teams. We think for our strats that we thought out, and then we're placing our group with them. So we think that they'll be the hardest opponent for our group stage. After that, we think Navi and Alliance, and between the two, we think that Alliance will be harder to play against than Navi, just based on stylistic differences, I think.
And what do you think about recent Navi performance? After they changed a few months ago, few players, they started to have good results, but how do you compare performance?
Navi is like, I actually like their old roster so much. I thought that if they were practicing, they were like a clear favorite for the best team in Western scene anyways. But like their new roster, they're performing really well. They're doing really well right now, I think too. Yeah. But for a while they weren't doing well and people were like doubting them. But Navi, we always say it's just like, we're thinking of stuff and we just go, oh, Navi is Navi. Like that's how, like sometimes they just like win games and they have like a very solid playstyle. Everyone sort of knows what to do. So I'm sure that they'll do very well for their change regardless. I don't know. I just really liked Light of Heaven and Arsart. Like they're actually, I think they're two of my, I like them and Dendi too. Well, actually I liked everyone on Navi basically. So yeah, but I think Arsart and Light of Heaven were my top 2 on that team, and maybe Dendi too. So.
A few questions about your everyday life. Do you have now like school, job, anything that distracts you from Dota?
I finished school for the semester. I'm not taking summer school. So right now all I'm doing is Dota, I guess.
And the plan after TI, or you didn't think about that?
I was considering taking a year off to do like more streaming or stuff like that, but really I'm not too sure right now. I might just do like a couple of night classes and have like 2 days of school, and then you have 5 days of Dota, so that wouldn't be too bad either.
An important question about physical conditions and sports, because most of Dota players are sitting in front of PC all the day. Do your teammates have some problems with health because of that, or maybe you have, and what are you going to do with that?
I've never really heard complaints about that from people, but I mean like in general, like esports people aren't going to be as in shape, I would say, as the average, but it's not like it's absurdly terrible, right? It's just you're saying that you're playing a lot, but you still have enough time to do other things. If you like I don't know, in high school I know when I played Dota, like what I would do is I was trying to like get in decent shape, so every time I died I would do 10 sit-ups, and then if you feed then you have to do like 200 sit-ups in a game or something like that, and you get into pretty good shape. So like I don't know, it's not like Dota as a game is not as time consuming as something like StarCraft. I think that like you need to practice, but it's not like Korean StarCraft 2 routine or something like that.
But I see you wearing glasses. Is it because of Dota you lost some?
I doubt that. Everyone in my family wears glasses, so like it might. I don't know. Like it definitely wasn't Dota for that, because I've been wearing glasses since I was small, like the Game Boy or something like that then, or even like reading in the dark. So.
And do you go in for some sports?
I play. Well, I used to play like soccer, ultimate frisbee, and then I stopped playing soccer when I sort of later years of high school, and then university. It's sort of hard to play sports all the time just because I don't live on campus, so it's like an hour transit to my university, and I guess I was just lazy. That's really it. Like I just stopped because I was lazy. So I don't know, like sometimes I try to go biking or running or something like that, but like limited success, and I've definitely like sort of gone in a lot worse shape than before.
And about girls, do they know who you are, and are you famous maybe, or no one knows what is Dota and who is your team and teammates?
No, I don't think Dota is that popular, especially like North American campuses. Like everyone plays League of Legends, really.
Mm-hmm. Any shout-outs, any final words, what do you want to say?
I mean, just shout out to my sponsor, Team Dignitas, and our sponsors, like Alienware, Intel, Scanner, 3 main ones, and they say I can just say and the others because there's like 12 of them or something, but it's like Mad Cats, something, Kingston HyperX. Yeah, I don't. I can't remember now.
And
I know the three main ones. There you
yeah,
go.
that's fine. And do you know some words in Russian? Can you shout out in Russian to our community, to ProDota?
Привет, Mama, 1X.
Nice. So thanks for the interview and see you.